Hey YouTube, it's me David from Dave's Motion, and in this video we're going to go over the LEGO walk cycle and how you can make your LEGO minifigure walk from point A to point B in 3 different frame rates. Alright, let's start with 8 frames per second. So one thing to note for this LEGO animation is that I have my Legos arms and legs moving opposite each other. And here's what I mean by that. So if you got up and started walking around, you realize you don't walk with your right arm and your right leg together simultaneously. It looks very robotic. So to add more realism and lifelike characteristics to your animation, this opposite arm leg movement is crucial. So as you can see here, the left arm swings out, which means the right leg swings out. And then when I follow through with that walk cycle for the first step, the arms will swing back, meaning the right arm comes forward and the left leg comes out. A lot of YouTubers out there use 12 FPS as their main frame rate for stop motion, and I just love the way it looks too. Rather than looking so lifelike because of a higher frame rate, I love 12 FPS because it has that animated stop motion vibe. That's why I like using it. Now the only difference between the 8 frames per second and the 12 frames per second walk cycle is that for the 12 FPS, I added more shots in between. It makes the animation look a little bit more smooth, and here's a comparison between those 2 different shots. The 8 frames is on top, the 12 frames on the bottom. You'll notice that the 8 frames per second is very straightforward with a few frames in between the studs, but for the 12 FPS, there's an added shot in between. Another thing to keep in mind for each of these walk cycles is to make sure that if your LEGO minifigure is moving forward, he's staying at a steady, constant angle throughout the whole entire shot. The waist is tilted, the head is forward. It brings that added momentum to your shot. And last but not least, 24 frames per second. Now this is the highest frame rate that I shot at for these videos. And the higher the frame rate, the smoother the footage. However, you have to add more steps into it. So what I ended up doing is to make my minifigure balance, I would use sticky tack. I'd put it right in between the legs where it's right out of the way of the camera. You couldn't see it. And when I'd snap my photo, I'd move it just a little bit more, and then I'd snap another photo just a little bit more. And that is just the consistent, repeated motion that you have to keep moving your minifigure forward gently and slowly each shot. Although I love shooting at 12 FPS, I find that 15 frames per second is my happy medium. I love shooting in it. It still has that simplistic animated quality to it. For me, it brings a smoothness that I want to add to my animations without sacrificing the time and enjoyment, trying to shoot at a higher frame rate or feeling too rushed and shooting in a lower frame rate. Here's a comparison of the movements I made in each individual animation pushed through a 15 FPS export. Take a look at the difference. I just want to point out, I didn't come up with this walk cycle. All the LEGO stop motion YouTubers out there that have influenced me helped me create my own version of whatever you're seeing here. And as I end the video, that's what I want to encourage you with, is that it doesn't matter what frame rate you use. It doesn't matter how you do it. All that matters is that you're pushing your creative ideas out there for other people to see and enjoy. Nothing has to be perfect. And I hope that encourages you as you follow through with your creative ideas and put something out there. Anyways, if you've come this far, thank you for watching this video. I hope it's a big help for anyone out there looking to do stop motion. Remember to subscribe. I'm always working on something and content's always on the way. Thanks for watching.